Okay, hello people. So here we are. Maybe what, a little over 30 minutes since the opening. You can see right here, here's the opening right there, right? So the opening, we had a good push up. Those of you who got that, and now we have some supply and demand or supply zone right here, basically resistance. And what I'm doing here, this is basically the SMM, which is simple market metrics, but also it's combined with VWAP wave theory with the IB. You can see the IB, it's not yet set since it gets set after the hour opening. So right now, these are the ranges so far. So where are we at here in terms of the VWAP? The VWAP is down here. This is the +1 deviation. So we're well above what we call price discovery. Price discovery usually dictates a trend. So in this case, a trend to the upside. So we have these moving averages. We have the 21, 34, and 55. And we also down here, we have the white one, which is basically 233. And that usually dictates the same trend as what the VWAP is. Since price is above the VWAP, it's above the 233, we're looking at what? We're looking at a bullish bias. But now we're getting a pullback. Where would the likely pullback be? So again, usually, let me get this out of here because I already have that. So where do we see the pullback? I'd say down here, right? We have a lower low there. So we're going to plot this pullback. So we have the high here, right there. So what happened is we hit the extension. So from here, we have the pullback right into the, right here, right? Perfect. So we're going to put this out. And there's the high, right? So we're going to put this here. We're going to extend the second wave, which I believe you can see it's right here. Oh, wrong one. Second wave is right here. And the high is up there, right? So this is the second wave. Here we go. So it looks like we're pulling back here to 36. Most likely that it's going to be, the ideal one would be here at the 50, but we want to see how it reacts. And that's a good reaction because we're at the 55 EM here, EMA, and also the +1 deviation. So we're going to probably pull back here. That's the expectation or the speculation, and then continue maybe going up here or even up here. These are the 2 points, right? Let me see. So let's see. Well, that's setting up. Let me get my other chart here. Okay. I'm also looking at my wealth chart. So I'm trading out of 3 platforms. This is Ninja Trader you have here. Also, I'm looking at TradingView. I'm trading out another software called Phantom Flow, which is really, I'm getting used to it, but it's really very promising. So here we're seeing the bounce right here from the 34 EMA. And just want to make sure that we got everything here. I'm also looking at the 2-minute chart on wealth charts, right? They're going down, but right now we're still have an upward bias. So we're going to see what's going to happen right here between these 3 red lines right here. This one or the 230, 650, what is that? 50, and then you have the deep pullback, the 61 and 65%. So let's see what happens here. See, it's kind of weak. So I'm not entering. It's kind of weak. And again, we're at this zone right now. It's a big zone, sell zone. May get all the way to the top here and come back down. As you can see, this white line. That white line is basically, I believe, that's the trying to figure out what that line is because these dashes right here is the value area high, the value area. And I'm just trying to see where the value area here. Oh, that line is the fib extension. That's the high. Yep, that's the value area high right now, based on the opening since the opening at the opening of the Globex. So it's been going on. It's basically ETH, not ATH. Okay, that's a. So here we're making a move right now. So make sure. There we go. I want to see this close above. 28, close to 30, a little less than 30 seconds. There we go. So 17, 16. Let's see. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. There we go. See, it does go back up there. Let me see if I have that at 40. So we didn't get the higher high here. So this may be a lower high. See, that's what I'm afraid of. 497, look at this. We had this. This one I took a trade on. Let's see. Again, this is on a funded account. Let's see if we can bounce off this. It's basically a pullback. That's what it is. Shouldn't have missed this to 3 contracts. Wow. Probably just a 34. At the most, it's going to be the 55. Trying to pull back into the fib again. But look at this. We have that much pulled back. Oh, I hate this. I have no other choice but to fill that There we go. That's how I had to do that. There we go. Basically, DCA. It seems it's going to continue because look at this. We're trying. It's trying to get up there. It's basically bouncing off the 55. You see, we had that blue. So basically, that's a liquidity thing. But will it test it down there again? It's not strong. I'd like to see this stronger. Minutes left. Yes. There we go. Hope we can get up at least to this other target here, or even up here. I'd be very happy. Even based on the fib extension on the second wave. So here we're not really knocking out this high here. That's a strong high so far. We're getting higher lows here, right? We can get this, that'd be good. Also, this one. Probably test that up again. Just pulling back. So this SMM, you see all the bars are still green. So we're above the cloud. The cloud being this green cloud right there. So if any of this price bars close below that, that's when they tell you to close. But I've really said if it's below the 55 or close below the 55, that's when I'm going to close it. Because then you probably have a good probability it's going to reverse maybe all the way down to the wherever the 233 EMA is. You'll see these three EMAs I have here: the 55, the 34, and the 21. This really used. This basically shows you how strong the momentum is. Because if they're apart like this, you can see they're fairly apart, then you know that there's strong momentum to the upside. It's going to use these EMAs to really bounce off on. But when they get close like this, that's really you have no momentum. You can see there's no momentum right there. You just want to trade where there's momentum. Now here we're opening up. It pulled back into the 55 right there and just continued going up. Right? And you can also hear this is almost like a MACD. See this green line's above the red line, so we're angling up as well. And the zero line here is all green, so we still have momentum to the upside. Let's see if it's gonna at least break this higher high here. That's a strong high right now. So let's see if it's gonna break that right here. They basically have a lower high. So let's see if they're gonna break that lower high. There it is. They had that push. If we can get that. We were at 4,500 there. Oh. Let's see if they can get one more push here. Then I'll be down to 2 contracts. Let me see them give that one more push. One push, come on. Is that we're hitting that 500? I'm assuming we hit that target around, it'll be close to 600, around 550, I bet. Let's see. He needs to get up there. He needs to get up to 500. There we go, 515, 503. That's the highest we have so far, 515. Still going up. We need to hit 500 at least. Here we go. Just testing that again. Here we go, 505. Come on, we need the push. We're as high as 505, or 515, I should say. Coming back up, it looks like. I'm going to test that. Let's see. You can get back to the 400s here, or low 300s. So we're going to pull back here to the 21. Let's see. Bought some. There we are. We're in the 400s now. Hope we can push that. Come on. You get to the high 400s. $418, $450. There we go. Come on. $455, $468, $475. There we are. $525. Let's go. $530. Like I said, between $550 and $600. Let's see. There we go. I needed that. I needed that on that one. $291. Let's go. So now we can bring this up to close to break even. Where I'm gonna bring this maybe right here. Ah, that's what happens when that happens. So hopefully it's gonna hit my second target up there where I want it to. The extension is 1.25 right here. So wait, where's my other? Don't tell me I canceled that one out. Oh, no. Yeah, I did. So let's put another. There we go. Here's the extension, the 1.25 extension, close to the fib extension up there. Let's put this right there. This one. I accidentally closed that one out. That's what happened. Time is it? 10:30. Yep. So now IB has been set. And that's why it's kind of pulling back because it just doesn't want to break that high, as you can see right here. Here, there's your IB high right here. So basically, it pierced it, but never closed above it. So probably gonna test these. Where's my? Oh, there, right down here. Probably test this 55 again. Let me do this. Why is it closing above? thought I was going to hit it. Like I said, it's probably going to test that 55. I hate this when they do this. This deep pullbacks again. I only have 10 contracts in here. I don't want to, let me see, that's 36 seconds. Let's see what they got to do here. Probably 10 seconds, I'm going to push it up. 12, 10, 8, 7, nope. Looks like they're trying to get up. Let's see the close. Let's see if they can push it up that close. There we go. Come on. Again, this is a DCA. Probably get down to this, like right there. I have 11 contracts on here. Not too many. Over leverage. There we go. Come on, push it up. I want them to fill this one right there. Got 42 seconds to do what they want to do. There we go. Let's just try to go out. I can't really commit to this to buy more because we're still below that 55. I want to see it close above. Probably going to test that. Let me see it close above that 55. It's trying hard to do it. Let's see if it's going to bounce off that. This is another, again, a liquidity. $15, $14. Let's see if it's going to make its move here. I have no other thing to do here. It's already 800. Most likely he's going to try to get down. See, 30 seconds. Let's see what they're going to do here. Yep. So I blew that account. That's what happens when you don't, you know what? When you see the red there, I should have just gotten out. And I think I blew my eval on here. Not my eval, but my and that's been in promise since last week. I mean, that's why I'm very conservative on my other funded account, which is this one. So once it turns red, that's when you need to get out. That's when you need to get out. So if you look at my, okay, let's go back into this one now. Let's switch my view here. If I can find where my view is. So I can switch my view up because right now I don't know where it is. Oh, the beeping sound is on another. That's on my other platform. It's on TradingView. Let me see. Switch the view here. Stop screen share. Share the other view here. Share screen. Which one am I sharing here? The one with this one. So this is my other funded account. I just got funded this yesterday. Let me see my SPA. So you can see what's going on there. So let's see if we can get at least 400 right here. So let's see. Sometimes you're looking at so many charts that you don't know what you're looking at sometimes. That's why. This one is bouncing off that zone right there. It's almost like it's going to continue coming down. That's what I'm anticipating. So where do we have the thing right here? Let's see. This one I have up there. Where do I have the swing? Hopefully it doesn't bounce off there. There we go. Come on. We didn't break that. You can see on the MACD here, it's still going down. Oh, I hate when this tapped. You know, I have to get rid of this mouse. I really have to get rid of this mouse. You press the wrong button and it goes like that. The side button. You can see it's still heading down. Oh man, did it not fill? See, that's what happens when you get out of that thing. So what I have to do is basically go back out here, which I hate to do because that's what happens. It gets hung. Go back in. Hit my thing there. See, the thing with my there. With my PAs, I tend to be over leveraged a lot. That's why. Okay, there. What? Oh. Oh, I hate this when this happens. This is when it happens. Oh man. I pressed the wrong one. Dang. I keep on doing that every single time. There we go. So I have 2 contracts here, so that's good. See, this is I'm going to manage my risk here. That's for sure. That's me placing another order on my training view. There we go. When I'm placing an order, and plus when it hits my target, that's what it does. So this one, most likely, I think it's going to get down to here. Right there. Testing this white line is basically the 233 moving average. This magenta is the VWAP. You can see we have strong momentum to the downside based on the MACD. Right. Let's see if we can bring this down maybe here to break even. I don't want to have a too tight of a stop. So I'm very conservative with this one. Again, there's a one contract. And get maybe 100 on this. See, it's 75. Let's see if we can get down there. No, don't pull back. Let's continue coming down. $72. Let's get down there. There we go, 75. See if we can get down to 800 or 100. There we go. Push. One more. There we go. Got at least 100 on one contract there. So there it is. Made 441. I'll probably call it quits on there. Again, that's a funded. That's basically a PA. That's enough. I need to be consistent, but again, the new rules here is maybe 50% consistency. Again, you can get a cash out within 5 days if you can reach the first goal. I believe it is on this one is I gotta check what the buffer is. Well, I'm not really, my goal is to get a payout at least 500, right, and just build up the account. The minimum payout is 500. So that basically gave me a signal. Let's see if that's going to continue coming down here. I just don't want to be over trading on this one. 50 seconds. See, this may be still coming down. Maybe test it. It's already the VWAP. Since we've been out of this zone, it may try to get down here, but let's see. See? think I'm gonna call it quits there. Blew 1 p.m. because I was already, in fact, I was already over leveraged since the first day. I was already down, hit my soft breach, which was I was already down over 1,000. And that's why I was trying to make up on that one. So I was basically trading aggressively. That's one of the reasons. And with SMM, once you see the change in color, especially when you're below the 55. The 55 moving average, it's going to be going down. You can't be sitting there like I was trying to do. Trying to think it's going to go back up. So that was a good trade coming down, right? You're taking that all the way down. Once it broke here. So again, my moving averages here based on this one is basically, you see the brown one, that's a 34. You have the 21, and then you have this teal one, that's basically the 55. Once we broke this, what is this? The trend, I think it's called the champion trend. That's what it is. See, it's bouncing off the VWAP. That's what we thought. I could have played a trade there, but you know what? It's basically a bounce off. I don't place there because look, this is still coming down. You want to see this? The MACDs are known to be what? Known to be lagging. But you can see the oscillator is already lessening up. See the oscillator down here? It's not going back. And depending on where that is, you may try to test between here and there. Let's see. I'll just scalp this. There we go. So that put me close to 500, now at 484. I think I have that at, I gotta see what I have that for. 46, yeah, that's good. And looks like it's going for more. That's fine. Going against the trend anyway, so just scalp is, just as long as you get some money out of that scalp, since we're going against the trend. But again, we're bouncing off the VWAP. You guys have any questions? I'm pretty much done. I don't want to overtrade and give anything back. See, that's probably going to test the 55 up here, right? But, I mean, that's the probability. So that's basically a VWAP bounce right there, based on the VWAP wave. Yeah, there it is. Man, that would have been a great trade. Yeah. So Bennu is the 55 EMA, usually the one you want to enter. Yeah. Especially when it pulls back. It really, that's the 55, basically, the 55 EMA If you know anything about Keltner channels, that's the mid band of the Keltner channel. And usually a Keltner channel, the mid band, that's where a lot of the price usually pulls back. Now that signal there, that's an alarm signifying on the SMM, signifying a trade, basically going to the upside, which we would, I already got that. That's basically a counterproductive, counter trend trade. It's a little too late for me, in my opinion, but let's see if it's going to hit that target. I mean, I'm not in it, but so any questions? Again, I'm trading another. That's why I have several platforms. Nothing called the Phantom Flow. I just purchased it yesterday, one time fee, and that's it. Testing it out, I was able to get this wealth charts funded, trading off that, basically trading the chart on TradingView and entering the trade on wealth charts. That's what I did. Okay. So basically, we got down to the VWAP bounce, and then I'm going to try to test. Well, I don't know if it's going to make it all the way to the +1 deviation, but that was just a VWAP bounce. We actually hit that target on the SMM. Okay, so let's see if it's going to be coming back down. Probably hit the +1 deviation and come back down. Or it may just continue going back up. Since it's a VWAP. See, VWAP bounces are pretty strong. So you can see right here, here's a well, not quite. This was a well, see, this bounced off the 233, which is another, just that's a very strong bounce also. See, right now here, you have both. That's why there's a lot of confluence here. You have the 233 and the VWAP that goes together. This may be testing that. I can place an order here on the other one. Man, that hit both of them. That was too fast. I couldn't even move. Somebody up 568 on that one. Let me see if I can get funded on this one. I'm already up 51,000. I need another 2,000, I think. I'm working on that. So let's see if I can switch that. No, I'm done with that. I don't want to be messing around with that one. With wealth charts. Let's see if we can switch share. And this is the phantom with the phantom indicator. So anyways, let's see if I can switch my view. And we can call it quits after this. So let's see if we can get another view here. share screen. This one. There we go. Yeah, me trying to over leverage this again. So we can get again. Because this is at the +1 deviation. See that? That's why it's bouncing off. But let's see if we're going to continue. We still have strong momentum to the upside. And let's see if it's going to continue going up. But there's basically a pullback on that one. See? See, that's what I hate when this does this. You don't know when the pullback is going to be. That's going to be below this. Oh, this is the 55 again, right? So let's see if I can do a buy on there. Hopefully it bounces off there. That's what I'm saying. See, I'm down 500. I knew he was going to pull. I should have knew he was going to pull back at that +1 deviation. How far they're going to pull back here, I have no idea. Right now they're at that 55. We have a low volume node right there. So bounced off the, which one is that? The 21. You can see where, look at the MACD, still wide. So let's see if we can get past this +1 deviation. So you see this, we hear this pullback, and then I'm going to continue to go to the upside, hopefully. Here's the high. Let's see if we're going to beat that high, break that high. Strong high up here, right? since we have this, we have this move pull back. Now hopefully it's going to create a higher high. Right now they're at the +1 deviation. Let's see if they break that. Again, created this, but that's a wick. It's not closing up there, so that basically, let's see, that's a weak high. There it is. Pushed it up, and this is basically how liquidity zone. You can see how the price has been bouncing off here. There's one, there's two. Mostly trying to get up there. Let me see if I can get up there. There we go. We have a value area high right here. Let me try it for that as well. We'll test that. So when you see this triangle, that's basically good momentum to the upside. It's proving it wrong. And you feel, see, you see that it didn't feel my my profit target on there, which is really strange. So let's see what's going to try and come down here. Hopefully it doesn't. Let's see what's going to just test this and come back up. Oh yeah, we never really broke the IB high. It's going to finally going to test that, it looks like. So here's the IB high. Let's see if we can get that up here. So I'm going to try to test that. There, see. So I'm going to get that here. That's the 1.5. I'll probably get up to here. If you can actually see that. So here, we're kind of pulling down because we have a liquidity zone there. But this is another risk that I'm taking right here, trying to get the IB high. Well, it's in the middle, basically the middle of this liquidity zone. So I have 3 micros right on that. So let's see. It's more than let's see, it's going to bounce off here. There's the moving average. Let's see, it's going to bounce off. How many seconds we have on here? 30 seconds. Come down further. Oh, see, that's why you want to get that. There's your sell, but it's probably going to bounce off here. This is more than expected. Let's see if it does bounce off. We got so close to hitting that. See if they can test it again. Come on, guys, bounce off of that. So now this one, I only have 3 contracts again. So this one would be a lesser loss if I do come back down there. It's going to be less of a loss than before. So there's a balance off the 55 EMA. Let's see if we can test this level again. This one, right there. Should have followed the color of the candles here. It's red. Look at this. How far you guys gonna go? We close below here. I'm closing it out. How are we gonna test this out? Look at this. What do we have there? Oh, there's the start. So we did close. Let's see if it's gonna continue going down. If it does, I'm closing it out. If I can find this right here, 423 down. See that? Now, usually I'm going to test this down here, right? But make sure. See, what I got, I was going to try and get back up. So now we're below the 53 there, so over 55. Most likely it's going to come down. There we go. This one is a peak up there. This one, I'm going to bring this down here. Low volume node there. This one there, I want to bring this other one right here. This one down to at least right down here. And how many contracts we have? 6. This one I want to get at least right there. Let's see who's going to follow that. If not, I'll be in trouble. So now we're below the moving averages there. We're below the 55. There we go. Here's the plus one deviation. Kind of hit it up here, came back down. I'm going to test this right here at 233. You need to get past this little volume node right here. You see one stop right here. You need to get that. They need to get past that. So right here, this is basically the value area low based on this one is basically based on this volume profile from the beginning, the ATH. So then we have the ACH, I mean. So there's the electronic trading hours, ATH, and the, what's this one? The ETH and the I forgot. The electronic trading hours, and we have the actual ETH, actual trading hours. Oh man, it didn't fill. Bouncing off that value area low. That's what it's doing. Let's see if we can test that again. past 200 at least. 75. Nope. Let's go. Can I give it another test here? 56. 65. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. It doesn't want to get down there. 77. Let's get back to 80 here. No. Probably test that right there. So I just took that. So here, should we have that? There it is on that 583. Bounce off that low value area low right there. This is minus plus one deviation, so there's the buy, but still red. I don't know. Right now, it's going to be playing around here. See the moving averages are just tight, so there's really there's no momentum at all. Okay, guys, so I'm up here at 583. I made 400 on my, close to 500 on my funded account there. So call it a morning and a day. I know I'll be trading with another. So again, Apex is 90% off. So I'll be buying some more evaluations and see if I can pass some maybe in the afternoon. Okay, guys. Hopefully you guys are green. And you guys are still with me, but that's all I can say. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your day. Hopefully you guys are green, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And stay safe, and always God bless. Bye-bye.